Right, I'm here with Robbie. This should be interesting. We're going through the player ratings, which is a normal tradition after games. We'll get straight into it. Robbie, David Raya.
David Raya, solid enough performance by him. His handling was really good, although he did make a mistake one time when he came rushing out into no man's land. Remember that in the first half. But in general, his handling was good. On the penalty, he seemed to dive before the penalty was even taken. He doesn't seem to be that great on penalties, does he, so far? And which is a little bit worrying because, you know, in the Champions League, you could be in penalty shootout. So, but I think I'll give him 6 today.
Yeah, I mean, he has been one of our most consistent performers this season.
He's been consistent this season.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's go from right to left. Let's start with Ben White, who today was at right back.
Bit rusty. You know, I mean, you were saying it throughout the stream. It looked a bit rusty. I thought he did okay without being spectacular. He got forward well. I say it would be an average performance by him. I'd still start him against, you know what I mean, as a centre-back, not as a right-back. But you can see that this is still a player.
Do you think still starting him at centre-back makes him a little bit more vulnerable, though?
No, I think you're more vulnerable at right-back because you're right-back against Real Madrid. You're coming up against Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo. Even Mbappe does most of his work out wide. So to me, I think, you know, you'd be caught out even more in those positions because there's also the pace comes into it. And, you know, so, but for today's performance, I'll give him a 5.
Okay, and right centre-back, William Saliba?
Yeah, it was solid today, I thought. You know what I mean? You know, they're a very physical team. You know what I mean? Lump loads of balls into the box. That's what they do. I thought in the first half, he dealt with Beto really well. Beto, I saw the other night giving Van Dijk the absolute runaround, was very, very quiet in the game. You know what I mean? So Saliba, I thought the 2 centre-halves were all right. I'm going to give Saliba a 7.
7. And Jakub Kiwior, who was awarded the official man of the match today, he was in at left centre-back. How do you think he did?
Yeah, official man of the match. He was solid. I mean, I don't think he was any better than Saliba, but then you got to give him his accolades because he doesn't play in, week out like Saliba. He was solid, you know what I mean? I was kind of seeing if there was a bit of blame on him on that second goal, but when I look back on it, the way the ball came over, it wasn't really his fault. You know what I mean? He's nowhere near that. Nothing really he can do about it. So for me, I'm going to give him a 7 as well.
7 out of 10. And Mars Lewis Skelly at left back?
Well, listen, we've lost the game. Well, no, it feels like a loss after that. I mean, we've dominated the game, but we've given away the penalty. He's given the penalty away. I think he's very unlucky for that to be given as a penalty. I think that's just 2 players coming together, strength. You know what I mean? You are allowed to kind of, you know, as a defender, get you out. You know, honestly, the referee has really done him there. However, he did misjudge the flight of the ball. This is what put him in so much trouble. Now, you know, whether it was sort of the sun or what, I don't know, but he misjudged it. Even though I do feel that weren't a penalty, he's very unlucky. But, you know, that moment has made them get back in the game because really and truly, they didn't really do anything to test us really throughout the game. So you'd have to give him a 4.
Yeah. 4?
So, it's a bit harsh because then after that he made an unbelievable run right into the box.
He did have some good attacking instinct.
Yeah, but that moment's cost us, hasn't it? So it has to be a 4.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some people that have raised some concerns that he can make mistakes. I mean, he's a young guy.
He's been doing brilliantly for us this season, you know what I mean? You know, I'd still start him against Real Madrid. I still think he's been quality this season. But I have to, his mum will probably kill me. I was with her at an event on Thursday, such a nice lady, and she's telling me how hard he's working, and he is working hard, and he is playing well. And as I said, he's unlucky today. But if you look back at the moment, he does lose the flight of the ball. So 4. Yeah. It's just, you know what, 5.
Yeah.
Because he's apart from that, his game was great, but...
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, okay, the penalty, again, I thought it was very harsh, but he did show some good attacking instincts, had a couple of good runs.
5, because that run he made was brilliant, and he could have went all the way and scored if he were taken out by Tarkowski. I saw that he's had more yellow cards than any other Premier League player in history.
Wow.
You know? Yeah. 69 yellow cards.
It was arguable he shouldn't even have been playing in this game anyway.
Should he?
But okay then, so Miles Lewis-Skelly 5. Moving into midfield then, let's start with Declan Rice.
Quiet game for Declan Rice today. I thought he was playing with one eye on Tuesday. You know what I mean? He looked that way to me. He weren't jumping it. Maybe he was told, don't do nothing too stupid, man, because we need you, and probably under normal circumstances, you wouldn't even want to play Declan Rice in a game, but it's, you do need a guy of his presence in a game like that. But I'll probably give him a 5.
Yeah, you're right there, because his game is kind of a marauding number 8. He gets up and down, and if he's not fully committed to that style of play, it's going to show.
I don't know if I want a marauding in there in a game like this, right, ahead of Real Madrid, because can't afford to have him injured as well. Yeah.
And it's not even just injury, he's burnout. He's probably thinking, so let me keep a little bit in the tank for Tuesday.
Yeah. 5.
5. Jorginho.
I thought he played all right, actually. He played anchored in the midfield. He did okay. Nothing came through the midfield, did they? No player drove through the midfield or got through there. He was anchoring it. I thought he did all right. 6.
Yeah, a lot of the work that Jorginho does is not spectacular, but he does the basic things very well.
He does it very well, and it's very unappreciated. But he's a good player. 6. Yeah,
6. Mikel Merino.
I thought it was a quiet game for Merino. He was okay. We weren't bad or nothing. He didn't score in this game. He had that header near the end. He got that bad cut. But he did work very, very hard and selflessly for the team. He's back in midfield, remember, today. He weren't really playing as a striker, so that's what we've got to remember. But I think it's probably a 5 for him as well. 5 for him. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. And moving further up the pitch, again, moving right to left, Ethan Nwaneri. Again, a quiet one for Nwaneri. These games are difficult because, they play with a back 5, back 4, back 8, back 10. These lot. They've got everybody behind the ball.
And I think it's also worth pointing out he only had 45 minutes.
Yeah, they're a very physical team, and he only had 45 minutes as well. So 5.
5. Leandro Trossard, the goal scorer.
I would probably have made him the man of the match, just because he could have had more than one goal. He had that chance in the second, but he was the threat. He was the person that was most likely to score in the game. He scored a great goal. It was a great finish. And he was the one posing the threats for me. Out of all the players on that pitch for Arsenal, he looked like the player that could score a goal. He scored a goal and looked like he could get another. I thought today was all right. A couple of little sloppy moments from him, but I'm going to give him a 7. But he's my man of the match for Arsenal.
Okay. I wouldn't argue with that, obviously, but fine. Raheem Sterling, a lot of people were looking at him today to, see if he could make that step up, put his hat forward for the game on Tuesday. How do you think he played?
Like Bill just said, he only got a half, but, I thought he played well. He was posing some problems down that side, got an assist for the goal. Yeah, it was encouraging. I'm going to give him a 6.
6. So let's move to the substitutes now then. Bukayo Saka.
He was quiet when he came on, really. He didn't really, get to do much. Again, he's managing his minutes and he's managing himself back into the team. Not as the impact of the other night, but I'll give him a 5.
Yeah, it would have been hard to surpass that. But he came on, he did little bits here and there, but, he wasn't overwhelming, but it's understandable. Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, 5 as well. He wasn't on for long, was he? He had that poor shot in the box, but he wasn't on long enough to impact the game, I didn't think.
Some people raising concerns about his form ahead of the game on Tuesday. What do you think?
Listen, his form ain't been great, but he has to start. He's a captain. He's one of our best players, you know what I mean? And this is the game to get your form back.
Right. Gabriel Martinelli.
I thought when he came on, he looked lively. You know what I mean? Out of all the players that came on, he looked lively. You know what I mean? He got that shot, remember, that he tested Pickford. You know what I mean? I'm going to give him a 6. He did well when he come on.
Yeah, agreed. I thought he looked sharp.
I'm liking the way he's coming back to form. He's coming back to form at the right time. We're going to need him against Real Madrid. Could be a counter-attack or something like that. So, yeah.
Kieran Tierney?
I'm going to give him a 6 as well. Did well when he came on, man. Putting some great crosses. Put that cross in for Marino. Marino should have done better with it. But he put in some great crosses and, Kieran Tierney did very well, 6.
And Jurrien Timber?
And also when he came on, looked lively, you know what I mean? He was quick, he was aggressive, even though we got the game on Tuesday. Great to see him back. If both him and Gabriel was out, boy, you know what I mean? He's going to have an important part to play on Tuesday. So I'm going to give him a 6 as well.
And finally, a word for the manager.
Manager today, listen, I think he got it right with the changes he made. And in the first half, he looked really, really good. It's a hard one for the manager, isn't it? Because he's obviously got his eye on, you can see by the team selection, his eye is on the game on Tuesday. But we haven't won the game. It's not his fault. I think we could have been a bit more attacking, though. The attacking intent weren't there. But I don't know, is that sort of performance ahead of a big game when you know you ain't going to win the league? It's kind of understandable. So I'll give it a 7.
Yeah. And just finally,
six.
Finally,
6.
Overall collective performance for Arsenal today.
6. I know people are disappointed. I heard some of what was said in this room. Everton's a difficult place to go to. Liverpool didn't win there. We ain't won. They make it even when they're not even when they ain't been playing good. I remember they're on form. They make it very, very difficult. I think they've drawn 5 out of their last 6 games, and the game they lost was the other night. And that game they could have easily have got something out of that as well. Moyes has lifted them, so you know. So 6 overall.
6 overall. Okay. Then.
Wait. Because I know we ain't going to do the fans because obviously I weren't at the game today, right? So big up to the fans because I saw on TV what they did for Kevin Campbell. So that was absolutely unbelievable. Both sets of fans, they get a 10 for that. But we got to do the referee as well. And I'm telling you, right, today, that referee.
Yeah, let's talk.
That referee gets a 1 today. He was terrible. Yeah. It wasn't only the penalty, which I thought was so soft. The Everton players weren't even appealing for a penalty. Harrison, watch it. He tries to get back up and play on. And then inexplicably, the referee says no and gives it. That's what I said. Just replace him with AI. Get rid of them all, man. They're rubbish. Yeah. And then on top of that, right, throughout the game, he allowed kick off. How many times did Ghana Gay foul a player? I don't even know if he got. I think he did eventually get booked. That guy Patterson, foul after foul after foul. He did one early in the game. I thought, all right, maybe the referee's saying it's early, but it could be. Then another one, then another one, then another, till eventually. When he did one, he was like, Moyes is thinking, boy, you know what, he's done so many now, I'm going to get him off. He was horrendous, absolutely horrendous, poor. That's the same referee that sent off Trossard that time. Terrible referee. And even at the end of the game, did you see what happened?
Yeah, I saw that.
He blew up early, and then the Everton players are saying to me, look up on the screen, right? It's showing that there's still more minutes left. Yeah. And then he played on again. That guy's an idiot. Yeah. Honestly, no. That referee was shocking today. You know what I mean? Like, nah. Yeah. 1 for turning up.
Listen, I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, you know me, Robbie. I've been criticised in the past on AFTV for not hammering referees when fans.
He deserves to be hammered.
But today, I thought that referee was abysmal. He had an abysmal game, and 1 is probably too much.
Just poor all-round refereeing, and it just ruins a good game. Yeah.